Passport 171 EXP here at Haylet RV of Coldwater, Michigan. This is a really well put together lightweight little hybrid camper. Comes in 3,580 pounds, SUV towable. And what I like about this, usually you find this floor plan in a single axle. This gives you the reliability of a tandem axle, but pretty much at the single axle price, which is slick. Not every single one of these is going to be equipped exactly the same, so if this video is a little different from the one we have in stock, never hesitate to call us, come visit us, check our picture tour, because we try to make that stuff line up. You know, in this class, really in campers in general, power awnings have pretty much become the standard, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. Though I do want to point out it's the subtle differences. These use Solera awning arms by Lippert. And the difference there is these are quick, easy adjustment. You literally just take 2 fingers and you can pull that awning arm down to pitch adjust it. Passports, as a matter of happenstance, they have a built-in outside grill little quick connect right here. So if you do want to bring a grill, you don't have to necessarily lug along extra propane tanks and deal with, you know, all of that hassle. They're using, you know, the oversized downspouts on these. You know, stuff like that's not a big deal, but it adds up over time, because that means you're going to cut down on your black streaks and the amount of elbow grease you have to put in this thing to clean it. 4-corner scissor jacks instead of just single leg stabilizer jacks. You know, again, stuff like that adds up over time. It's going to give you a sturdier and better feel. I have this one in the shop not because there's anything wrong with it, but because it's raining outside and I, you know, can't do a good outside tour in the rain. All of your windows open for ventilation, which if you've never had a camper, as a guy who goes camping, I can tell you, you're going to want that. You want a camper that will allow you to ventilate and get some fresh air in here from time to time. One of the things I like on these is the easy access hybrid bed handles right here. Some manufacturers are still putting these handles up here. Now, I'm tall. I can reach those. My wife is not. There's a lot of campers, she wouldn't even be able to open the front door unless she had like a step stool. Then you have to worry about walking down a step stool backwards while holding the weight of this door, and it's just not smart. These are located right at like chest or belly level, depending on how tall or gravity friendly you are, and it's just simpler and easier, more organic. They C-channel in and pre-attach all of this interior material right here. Then they have an outside skirt just to make sure rain doesn't pool up like on this little runner right here. So you don't have to like tuck things. There's no bars, there's no straps. This is very quick and easy to set up. You know, if you've had a pop-up and you're just tired of the setup, get a hybrid and you're just gonna laugh at how quickly and easily you can set this up. You'll cut your setup time down to minutes instead of closer to an hour. I know a lot of folks, once they're really good at it, they spend about 45 minutes setting up a pop-up, and sometimes that's just more than you want to deal with. Outside shower over here, just so that you can keep everything clean and tidy. A little outside storage pocket under the rear bed as well. Obviously, you're not going to put stuff in there you're going to use every day, but it is a really good spot to like hide your sewer hoses and stuff like that. That is one trick with hybrids. They don't typically have a lot of outside storage. Little details again, like we have a gas strutted door, so that this door doesn't get caught by the wind and slam against the side of the trailer. Now it's just a problem we don't have to contend with. I think I mentioned, but 3,580 pounds. All LED lights in here as well, which is nice. And I've got a couple spotlights on, but your main ceiling lights are on one switch. And look how it just really lightens right up in here. We have this inside the shop. There's no sunlight pouring in through the windows. This is just the, you know, what it's going to look like. This is called the Granite Decor, by the way. I just want to point that out because, again, they're all going to be a little different. We like to put the darker color tones in things that are going to have kids more often than not. Your main sofa here is like a leatherette. You'll see leatherette on the seating with just some darker accents. We've noticed the darker leatherettes tend to hold up better against kids and wear and tear, and they don't show as much, you know, so that's one of the reasons we like to do that in these. Although, again, there, you know, for every rule there's an exception, I can promise you that. They're using really thick bed mats, and that I like. They have some really good cushion in these. Now what's cool is when you in the daytime you have a padded seat right here, so during the daytime you can flip those hybrid beds up and you've got a nice little spot to sit right there. The other thing is this has the nice teddy bear fabric cover. It's soft, it's warm, it's comfortable. Everyone's gonna like it. Now you'll see kind of like a pop-up, these little plugs right here. Those correspond to your bunk fan lights, and these things are fantastic. You really want these. There's a lot of hybrid campers that don't come with them standard, and they're fairly expensive to buy aftermarket, strangely, just because there's not many guys that build them. So those plug in here, they hang off this bar, and the whole idea is they can get light and air flowing over here in the hybrid bed end because there's no air ducting, there's no heat ducting over here, so you have to push the air into these bed ends. Also, these ends can zip down to give you some extra light and airflow when you want it, and they're all, it's cable supported. The cables are aircraft cables that tie directly into the frame. Long story short, this thing's rated for over 1,000 pounds. You're never going to put that much on it, but you know, if the kids are all hopped up on Mountain Dew and s'mores and they're jumping over around here like crazy because we're camping and we're having a blast, it's overbuilt to withstand that kind of punishment and abuse. That's exactly what it's made for. Mentioned all your windows open for ventilation. You also have nicer pleated shades here, not metal blinds, so when you pull these down you have 100% privacy or whenever you want. I'm really impressed with the quality of lighting in here. Last year these had incandescents, and it just, I mean, it was almost like I wondered sometimes, was it even worth turning the lights on? And yeah, it definitely is now. They have the same air conditioner on this that you have on a lot of fifth wheels, so you can get yourself pretty much breathing icicles in here if you're so inclined. They're nice high-def flat screen. They do mount on a swing arm, so you can pivot this thing, you know, wherever you want here in your living space, even twist it around to the kitchen area if you're so inclined. It does kind of lock against the wall with the help of this little safety cable right here, so that it doesn't bounce in transit. Now they're using a Jensen all-in-one entertainment center here. It's DVD, CD, Bluetooth, you know, stereo. It does all the good stuff that you need it to. Moving forward here, your overhead kitchen cabinet doors here, they tend to upgrade these because these are your high-use doors. Now these are also extra deep cabinets, and the easiest way to see that if you go shopping, every camper has a microwave. Almost every microwave I see anymore has a turntable. Throw that turntable up in a cabinet and see how big it is. In Passport, it's pretty darn big. This floor plan in most brands will often have a single bowl sink. This does have a double basin sink. Now hybrids are often used for dry camping. So they do build their hybrids with a 60-40 split by design, because when you are dry camping, you don't have park water to feed off of. You've only got your freshwater holding tank. So if you're going to do dishes, you're going to try to conserve every ounce you can and use the small sink. Even the sink is premeditated. You know, even the sink had a lot of thought put into it. And you do have drawers down here. And you also have great, you know, big stuff kitchen space. But they put their drawers in a door, which might seem a little odd. But when you start looking at it, you notice they get to standardize their door production. When you can standardize something, you increase quality, you decrease cost. And by doing that, they can keep this thing as price effective as possible without actually giving anything up. The big pantry / closet right here is going to be your best friend. And this is the difference right here between the single axle and tandem axle versions of this floor plan. You don't get this extra storage space right here, and obviously the equivalent storage space behind me in the kitchen, in the single axle, that is. Now, Passport's using all adjustable shelving, so you really can convert this to whatever you want. The other thing you tend to pick up here, as opposed to the single axle version of this floor plan, is this extra stand right here. So you get, you know, just more big stuff storage space, whether it's blankets, pillows, pots, pans, anything, plus the extra stand space over here that you're going to like. Also, lots of lights and power outlets just kind of hidden up here under the kitchen. This is also an extra storage little bank right here that you don't get in the single axle versions just because of length restrictions. Also, a nice corner shower instead of a tub, that's cool, and you don't tend to run into that a lot in a hybrid camper. I don't know if you noticed, but that was a floor flush stool, so you don't need your face near your business. And we're actually looking at a medicine cabinet, not a just a mirror. So you do have a place to put things like aspirin or toothpaste or a toothbrush or any of that stuff here in a hybrid. You know, hybrids tend to be something that is designed to generally be very price aggressive, and things like that are often lost for the sake of cost measures. And I understand why. You know, not everybody wants to go RVing. Some people want to just go camping. And that's kind of what I like about this one. It really does a bit of both, and it does it well. But my favorite part about Passports, I don't have problems with them. They stay in your driveway. They don't come back to mine. The last 2 years, they have had a sterling service record. And a lot of things that are more on the budget-friendly side of the RV industry can't say that. This one can. And they have a crew down there that is really concerned about doing things the right way, and it shows. These things come in from the factory clean. They leave here clean. We don't get phone calls the next day saying, yes, but my water heater doesn't work. We just don't have problems with them. And nothing's perfect, but these are about as close as I can ever hope for. We like selling these because they don't come back to haunt us or you. You know, we're not a chain store. I can't afford to have a lawyer on retainer. This is just what we do. You know, we sell these campers on a one store. My dad runs the place. My wife types the paperwork. My brother's the service manager. I'm the internet nerd. You know, we are a family run and owned shop. We have to sell things that we believe in and perform. This is one of them. So give us a call. 800-256-5196. Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care. Stay safe. Happy camping.